Welcome back to another Meatless Monday. Hi. Hello. It's another Meatless Monday. And so today I am feeling very much the fall slash winter vibes. I don't know if I can say like we've completely entered winter, but I'm in the Midwest and we've been in a polar vortex and in like Antarctica for like 3 weeks now. It snowed, it stuck, it stayed. And it's been more snow on top of more snow. And so I wanted soup. And I'm feeling all the soups. And so um, I'm like, I want a protein yet carb yet starchy yet vegetable, but not minestrone type of vibes. And so I'm gonna do a what will be a Tuscan kale chickpea soup. So good, so Mediterranean. However, my kale isn't Tuscan, so I don't know if you can say Tuscan technically. So we're just gonna say a kale chickpea tomato based soup. So without the cheese, I think you can technically say a vegan soup. But yeah, so we started, of course, with our freshly homemade tomato sauce. I figured you all have seen this already. You do need to see how I made my tomato sauce. It's just a simple romaine tomatoes, blanched, peeled, pureed, strained to remove all the seeds and the gunk. And of course, just to prove it to you that I actually did make it from scratch, here is my tomato skins. And so I'm going to let them dry really well. Once they're dried, I'm going to dehydrate them and I'm going to turn it into either some tomato paste flakes, so like, puree them once they've dried up, or I said that all wrong. I'm going to dehydrate them. Once they are dehydrated, then I will go ahead and put them in the blender to make a powder, which can be reconcentrated and to use back in any soups or anything like that that is in need of tomato. So like a soup like today, you could just reconcentrate it and put it back in. So I'm going to go ahead and put these off to the side. They're good for gumbo. So like when you're making your either vegetable stock or tomato soup stock, it's really good to repurpose. So again, I just have my homemade tomato sauce. It has a change in color because I did add some basil and some garlic already. So I'm just going to give it a taste. It has no salt in it. And the reason, that's really good. And that is really good. The only reason why it has tomato and basil in it is because I had some leftover from the previous tomato sauce that we made. And so you don't want to waste your things. So I made this. I made half of it this morning from scratch, and then the other half was what I had left over from when I made it before. And so it does have a little bit of stuff in it already. So I'm going to go in, of course. I'm going to season it up. And then this soup is really simple. It is just the kale and the chickpeas. The chickpeas will thicken the soup. So it's kind of like a garbanzo bean, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my kale now because I know it's going to need some time to cook. And so this is roughly about a third of a bag. So about maybe a pound of kale. You can use the rest for a kale Caesar salad, a rubbed kale salad, perfect to go with your soup. Or you can go ahead and saute it up and have it for dinner later with maybe some salmon or some other type of fish. Saute it up, add in some mushrooms. Multi-purpose. We don't want to just buy ingredients for one thing and one thing alone. Go ahead, give it a quick stir. We're going to season it as well. And so the garbanzo beans are going to give you that fiber and protein. And then with the kale, it's going to give you the nutrients and the vegetables, as well as the tomato sauce. It's a really simple, like foolproof soup. If you're just tired of eating like the normal thing, like the normal soups, like the chicken noodles and the minestrones and the chili, during this time of season. So I'm going to go ahead with some garlic. Y'all know this is my fave. Oh, I need to refill. Some onion powder. I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to add the top back to it and let it simmer. Oh, and then I'm going to add some Italian seasoning first before I do that. But I'm going to add a lot of Italian seasoning, so I'm going to just kind of fill the cap up because I want it to be like really earthy. While that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop me up some onion and some garlic and add that into it as well. Which, I don't think you all need to see me chop an onion, do you? I was trying not to move the camera back and forth, so I was trying to keep it simple. Just going to chop in a small, like half of an onion, nothing too big. Remember, you don't want to stir it up hot either. So, I'm going to make it really quickly. And that is like at a rolling boil. And I'm just going to do this stir. Oh, it smells good already. That's really good. I'm going to wait to add in my chickpeas. I am going to add in a little bit of the Knorr's tomato base just to enhance the tomato flavor. like a little spice. So I'm gonna also add in some red pepper flakes. To balance out the acidity, I'm gonna add a little oil and a pinch of sugar. And when I say a pinch, a literal pinch. I'm gonna go ahead and stir it. The kale is kind of cooked. You don't necessarily need the kale cooked all the way. It's kind of like in this zuppa toscana where the kale is cooked but it's not fully cooked all the way. That is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna reduce the heat down to between 3 and 4 if you have the numbers on your stove, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in the entire 1 pound can of the Goya garbanzo slash chickpeas, whichever ones you like to call them, or whichever way you like to call it, garbanzo beans or chickpeas. And I'm gonna just go ahead and let this cook while the garbanzo beans soften, and then I'm trying to decide if I want to keep them whole or if I want to kind of make it a little chunky by kind of hand pressing and mashing up some of those garbanzo beans. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and let this simmer. While this simmers, I'm gonna go ahead and make my salad with the rest of the kale. When I say so simple, I mean pre-made dressing, a couple croutons, the kale, which I'm gonna drain again because there's still some water in there, and my Parmigiano Asiago Romano Parmesan salad cheese blend. Keeping it simple. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Literally a soup and salad on this Meatless Monday. A kale Caesar is amazing. So literally all you're gonna do, I'm gonna move you all over here. I know I said I didn't want to move the camera, but gonna have to. Sorry guys. Close your eyes. I'll move you back. Uh-oh. Don't flip on me. Don't flip on me. There you go. So you made the salad before, I'm sure. Don't open that for somebody else with your teeth. But I'm at home, so I can do it. Just gonna do a little Caesar dressing. The point of a Caesar is it's not a lot of dressing, honestly. And I forgot my lemon. and half of a lemon, just squeezed. Lemon and kale go so good together. I'm gonna give it a quick toss. I think I need a little bit more Caesar. It smells really good. I have to taste it. Definitely adding the lemon juice. And since we're doing home style, I figured we would just keep it simple with the black dishes. And what I like to do when it comes down to my Caesar salads, I don't like to toss the croutons in because I don't want to get them soggy. And we need our cheese for our soup. It is so good. I'm just going to add a few croutons on the top. And of course you have to taste one. So now we're going to go back. I'm going to clean off our counter to our soup. You can tell we've been eating out. It's food everywhere. Okay. So now we're going back to our pot. I don't like having to keep moving this. And it's just that simple. Let me see how soft they are. Oh yeah, they're done. I don't think I don't wanna chunk it up. Maybe I will. I'm just using a potato masher because I don't want it like overly mushy. I wouldn't say mushy, but chunky. I do want it like a little bit of chunky. Not much though. Now, if you want to keep it vegan, I would say stop here. But I want it a little creamy. So I'm going to add in, you can use half and half, you can use cream, whichever one you prefer. I know some people don't like heavy cream, they like half and half. Reduce it down some. You don't want it to curdle. thick. And now you're gonna scoop you some, right? You could either use a ladle or I don't like to cook with a ladle. So this would do. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. So if you don't want to use, like, if you are trying to get a good potato alternative, garbanzo beans are perfect. And I'm not gonna put this away hot, so I'm just gonna keep it to the back, cover, and I'm gonna bring it back to the table, to the counter. And y'all, I'm new to this, so please bear with me as we learn together, I would like to say. So, gonna go ahead, gonna do our taste test. Of course, we're gonna add our cheese to the top. You could get you some little crostini breads. All the things. Need a fork and a spoon. And of course, I love hot sauce, but I'm gonna taste it before I add the hot sauce. I want some of that cheese. It looks so good. I'm gonna press it down so that the cheese melts in there. Now the Romano and the Parmesan have like a little funk, like has like a little, it's like a little pungent, so it's not just a plain like even soup, cheese, I would say. It adds a really hearty balance when you add it in with the kale and the chickpeas. It's delicious. And see, it even has like a little cheese pull on it. With the tomato, it's so hot. And chickpeas literally taste like nothing. So, listen. If you need a potato alternative or a starch alternative, but you want something really high in protein, chickpeas or garbanzo beans will definitely give you that. Oh my goodness. This is delicious. I'm definitely gonna add my hot sauce because you know I'm a hot sauce girly, but let's try our kale salad. And what better way to use both ingredients instead of having it be wasteful. And a simple season. But the lemon with the kale is amazing because kale is it's really tough. So the acid from the lemon, which isn't much, kind of helps soften it as well. Alright. Again, use the ingredients multiple ways. Like, don't buy something just for one recipe. Like, literally use it multiple ways. You can saute you some kale, eat you some kale greens instead of collard greens, which is everyone's favorite. And oh my goodness, but that was it, guys. A really simple meatless Monday. Like, it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It's so simple, so quick. You can eat this multiple times throughout the week. You can put you some up, put in the freezer, individualize it, and when you're ready to have it, go ahead and defrost it. That's one of my favorite things to do. And it's a really good soup to serve as a meal as well if you're having a dinner party throughout the holidays. If you want to do like a soup and an entree, that's a really good one because that way you're not mixing two meats. It's inexpensive. I think the can of garbanzo beans were like $3.59. The kale was $3.99, and of course I bought the tomatoes fresh. So the cheese was probably the most expensive thing. The cheese was, I think, $5.69 because it was freshly grated, and then you have the meat, the milk, the dairy. So you could use regular milk if you wanted to. You didn't even have to add the dairy if you didn't want to. You see how much I add. I mean, I wouldn't even buy a whole thing of, half and half just for one meal. But yeah, this one little pot dish can stretch you out very far, especially during a time like this. So enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you have an amazing holiday in a world that is so, so crazy. We need more kind people, so please be kind and give everyone grace. Be a blessing, and I will see you all later. Bye.